Today I'm going to be teaching you guys about a lost art. Okay? Let me paint a picture. Let's say you go to the store with your mom. In this case, I'm talking about me, so it's my mom. Okay? Let's say I go to the store with my mom, and I'm like 7. Alright? I see a really cool Nerf gun. Okay? And to me, I'm like, wow, that'll be so fun. You know, I could play a bunch of games with my friends with this. Yeah, this is awesome. Okay? In my mom's head, she's like, nope, that'll make a mess, that'll make a lot of noise, and it'll cause fights. I ain't want that in my house. But here's what she told me. She looked at the price tag, she looked me in the eyes, and she said, I ain't paying for that. Okay? Lost art of not paying for that. Spotify just increased their price to $13 a month. For what? Okay? Last time, well, maybe not last time, a couple times ago, alright, they're like, well, we're increasing the prices so you guys get new features. I don't care. I don't care, and I didn't ask for the new features. Okay? I do not care about that. And also, that's not even what that's about. Why? Because this time, they just increased the price, and we're just like, yup, that's what you're paying for now. So sorry, that's what you're paying for now. Let me get into some math that I did about how much artists are really making from the average listener. So let's say you use Spotify for about 3 hours. Okay, the average song length is about 3 minutes. Okay, and that's kind of on the shorter side, right? So Spotify pays artists between 0.3 and 0.5 cents, okay, per stream. So let's say you listen to music for 3 hours, right? In one day, in total, you have paid out to artists is 18 cents. Or up to 30 cents. That's bunk. That's bunk. Alright, now let's put this over the course of a year. Alright, you listen to music 3 hours a day for a year. About 60 streams. That's what the math was, by the way. Anyway, so 60 streams per day after listening to music for 3 hours, right? Over the course of 365 days, you have paid out $65. Well, not you have paid out, but Spotify has. Spotify has paid between $65 to $109 in total to artists. Oh, that's bunk. That's so bunk. That is less than 10%. Okay, I could go back and do the math for that, but I don't feel like doing that. Okay, less than 10% of the money that you are giving Spotify over the course of a year. You're gonna let that slide? You're gonna let that slide? You want to know where the rest of this money is going? Okay, because it's not going to the artist. Daniel, okay, would like to invest in military equipment. AI-operated military equipment. What? Y'all are gonna let this slide? Knowing all this, okay, knowing all this and seeing the email that Spotify sent saying that my price was gonna increase from $12 to $13, I don't know why. Well, I don't know why I froze like that, like a deer in the headlights. Okay, but like, you know what I did when I saw that? Let me show you. Okay, and now look at the reason I gave. Canceling my subscription, okay? I don't know what to tell y'all. The information's right there. And another thing I'm outspoken by, right, is my disdain for the act of convenience as an excuse for this, okay? Is the convenience really worth $13 when the artists are not making even 10% of that over the course of a year? Or like even 10% of that? Me? No. No. It's not worth it. I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying for that. It is not worth $13. I'm not investing in y'all's AI military equipment. This is ridiculous. All right? This is ridiculous. So, yeah, that's what I did today. This was a straw that broke the camel's back, and I hope that many other people follow suit with this. And all I can say is that it's not just Spotify that's doing this. I guarantee you it's not just Spotify that's doing this. I know that every company is ridiculously increasing their monthly rates, okay? I do understand that. But this is getting insane, all right? This is getting out of hand, and I don't think that this is going to do well. All right? On a different note, major company PepsiCo, right? They own the rights to like Lay's and Doritos and obviously Pepsi, and they're under the what's it called? They're basically owned by Yum Brands, which is like KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, that type of thing, right? So the reason why I bring this up, all right, they realized they weren't getting sales as much on like chips and soda, right? So you know what they did? They lowered the prices. Oh my goodness, guys. Did you know that when people can't afford things, okay, people aren't going to buy it. And when people don't buy things, companies don't make money. Okay? Also, when people were boycotting Starbucks, you know how they closed down like at least, I'm pretty sure at least 1,000 locations. I'll pull up an article, all right? They shut down because of the boycotts. Boycotting does work. So that's basically the mentality I have. All right, that's a more educational way of just saying I ain't paying for that, right? So let this be a sign, right? For a lot of companies that I feel like this won't last that long. This can't last that long. All right? Don't pay monthly subscriptions. Just buy from the artist if you can. Avoid middlemen. That's pretty much all I got. That's all I got. See y'all later.